Hi everybody, it's Kristin and I have a review for you today. This is a much requested review ever since I hauled this or talked about the fact that I was going to be hauling it even. This is the BareMinerals bareSkin Pure Brightening Serum Foundation. So it looks like this. This is a plastic and it has a little shaker ball in there. The color that I purchased is in Bare Linen 03. Okay, so I also purchased this. It's only available currently on QVC's website. I think sometimes BareMinerals does a launch of a product that's exclusive to QVC for a while, and then eventually you'll be able to purchase it on their website and in their other retail locations. So this is the package, is the brush and the foundation. It sells for $43.96 currently. We'll talk more about shades and that sort of thing. So I tried to show this brush I used it obviously to apply it today in my haul, and it was tricky to see, but hopefully you guys can see that kind of reservoir. It's not the best cut brush in the world. You can see it, I don't know if you'll be able to, but it's not, it kind of drives me crazy a little bit because the circle's not right smack in the middle and it's not an even circle. I don't know. That's just silly. That's just kind of my OCD, but anyway. It is a nice kind of short handle. Normally I prefer a long handle brush, but this seems to lend itself to the application because of the size. It has a nice kind of weight to it. Not super heavy like a Marc Jacobs, but it has a nice weight to it. I believe that this handle is wooden, standard ferrule and that sort of thing. The brush is called the Perfecting Face Brush. And I tried to find out whether these were natural or synthetic hair. And to my knowledge, they are real, but I mean, meaning to kind of my feel and touch, I think they are, it's real hair, but I can't find that anywhere on the internet to prove said statement. So, okay, I don't love this foundation. We can we can start with that. I will talk about all of my 5 categories here in a minute, but it broke me out something fierce, and I don't think I have ever had a foundation break me out. So I don't know if it's something to do with the serum that's in there. I was so excited because I am a dry skin gal, and after a little while the foundation looks nice. I have it on right now and I'll show you a clip of applying it in a minute, but I do kind of like how it looks. I have a mirror here just to kind of, I like how it looks after a little while, which I'll explain again in a minute. But it broke me out. Something you can kind of see there's some residual here. You'll probably see better before I put on the foundation. But so let's actually clip to the cut of me putting on the foundation, and then we'll come back and talk about my other categories. Okay, so as usual, I have a primer on. Today the primer that I used was the Rouge Bunny Rouge Aqua Primer. I'm telling you, I've tried everything with this. So I'm going to shake this up really well, and then I'm going to drop 3 drops into the little reservoir thing here. Which sounds easier than it looks. I'm going to look at my mirror here. I just kind of start, you can see that this color is a good color for me. Just doing half of my face so that you guys can see the coverage. So I really feel like it just kind of evens everything out. I don't feel like it's a ton of coverage. More on that later. So you can kind of see it does absolutely even things out. I don't mind how it looks from a distance. Okay, so I just thought I would kind of show you a little bit closer what the coverage looks like. Again, it's very nice coverage. I did 3 more drops on the side. And then this is my problem area. You guys have probably seen that in the past. Kind of is a little red and weird. Okay. So that is what it looks like. Okay, so now that you've seen it applied, let's talk a little bit about the coverage. As you saw, I used 3 dots for each side of my face. And on the site and on the, in the description below on QVC, it says to use, I think, 2 dots for sheer coverage, 4 dots for medium coverage, 6 drops, did I say dots? Drops for fuller coverage. I think you just kind of have to find what works for your face. My biggest issue with this is that I feel like it sits on top of my face. I don't feel like it becomes part of my skin. And the whole point of this foundation, at least according to what they're stating, is that, you know, they want to give you a flawless look without the, like their mineral makeup, a flawless look without the look and feel of makeup. So I'm not sure that they necessarily achieve that, or it just doesn't work so well for my skin. I have not watched anybody else's reviews or first impressions of this because I didn't want to taint my opinion. So as far as coverage, I'm going to give this a 0.75, and that's because I do feel like I can get a decent coverage with this. It doesn't get the full point though, because I really don't feel like you can build beyond the coverage that you get with your initial application. And I have tried with applying more drops at one time, and it's the same thing. It just doesn't really sink into my skin. So that's how I feel about the coverage. The color range, when everything is available, is 20 colors, and I think that's really good. I believe, and I can only guesstimate, not guesstimate, I can only try to remember, when I originally ordered mine from QVC, it had the full range there, and I feel like there was a lot of options. But now on the site, I say this because my computer's over here, now on the site they only have 4 shades available, so I think they're just sold out of everything else. But they don't even show the other shade options for me to verify that they had like kind of a porcelain as well as a deep dark. So 20 shades is a decent amount. Again, I have the shade in Bare Linen, and this is a really good match for me, I feel. And the color blends with my coloring. I think that was a good match for me. So for color range, I'll give them the full point as well. Packaging is really nothing special. It's plastic, so it's nice for travel, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's relatively generic. I don't love it. I don't hate it. So I'm giving it a half a point for packaging. But I mean, it's really not all that. It's not all that exciting. But there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's generic. It's pretty generic. Okay, let's talk about longevity. This breaks down on me in like 4 hours if I don't top it with a powder of any sort. Really breaks out. This just breaks my heart to give a negative review on this foundation, because you guys know I love all things BareMinerals pretty much. But this foundation I just didn't get along very well. So for me, it doesn't get any points for longevity. It just breaks down and disappears unless I top it with a powder, and then it's a little bit better. But generally, it's not good. Not good at all. And then the last thing is finish. And this is where I really struggle, because after about an hour, I look at my skin and I say, wow, that looks really nice. But for the first hour, as I said, it like sits on top of my skin. And I've used multiple different primers. I've used it without a primer a couple of days. None of that seems to really make a difference. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm really struggling with what kind of point to give it, because the finish looks great after an hour. But I don't always have like an hour to just wander around with my foundation on. So I don't know. I'm going to go with a half a point, I guess. I don't know if it's my skin. I don't know, you know, nobody else would have that issue. I truly don't know, but it's the strangest thing of how terrible it looks, in my opinion, for a while. And now I went and did some things in my house after I filmed the applying clip, and then, you know, applied the rest of my makeup. But yeah, so they I have a point. I'm struggling with this. You guys can tell, I'm sure. So I apologize for that. So overall, if those of you that aren't familiar with my kind of categories, I have the 5 categories, and you can get a possibility of 1 point in each category. So my overall score of this is 2.75. Not not the best score in the world, and I'm very disappointed. I really wanted to like this foundation. I thought it was going to be perfect for summer. It does have an SPF of 20 in it, which isn't the highest SPF in the world, but it's nice to have some SPF. I'm really disappointed. And the biggest disappointment for me is that it breaks me out. I mean, it broke me out so quickly, I can't even tell you. I've never had a foundation break me out before. I just stunned me. I didn't, and it was the only thing that I changed, so it had to be that. So, yeah, I'm going to be returning this foundation. I'm sad, but it is what it is. So I'll be sending the kit back to QVC. But I hope that this was helpful to you guys. I know a lot of you are interested in this. I'm so sorry that it is a negative review, but I feel like it's important for me to share positive and negative as well with you guys. So I love BareMinerals, and they have no idea who I am, by the way. I really love their original foundation and their Ready eyeshadows, blushes. You guys know that I do, but this wasn't a winner for me. So. On the rest of my face today, I have kind of a little bit of a blush combo. I used the e.l.f. Baked Blush in Rich Rose, kind of a little bit higher here, and then I added a little bit of this MAC Proenza no idea, blush in, what is it in? Ocean City? It's kind of an ombre blush, just kind of on the apples of my cheeks. Not so much here as here. And on my eyes today, I just went very, very simple, honestly, because I'm going to have to go wash my face. I have to take this off. I used the e.l.f. in Toasted, baked, or e.l.f. Mineralized Baked Eyeshadow, whatever, in Toasted. And then I just took a little soft brown in the crease and a little Brule. And just on my upper waterline, I have the Tarte Skinny Smolder Eyes in Sunstone Bronze. And on my lips today, I have the MAC lipstick in Toying Around. I bought a couple of things here and there from the collections Mac's released lately, but I've done so many hauls that I feel badly putting up another one just for a few lipsticks and a couple of blushes, but you've seen most of them as I've worn them or I've Instagrammed them. So, alright, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please list them below, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!